A lot of the conspiracies are out in the open.
Yeah.
The World Economic Forum.
Yes.
Let's have at Davos all these billionaires, all these heads of state get together and tell you their ideas. You know what the World Economic Forum actually is? It's a status quo protection racket because they're doing just fine over there. They're the billionaires. You know, they're on top of the world. So all these ideas that they're floating out there, really, it's more like, let's keep what we got going because people are suffering as it is, right? I mean, I'm sure you've seen the Oxfam numbers about income and wealth inequality, that the richest 26 people on the planet hold more wealth than the bottom 50% of the world combined. That's the conspiracy. Wow. It's right fucking there. It's right here.
Isn't that just a factor of the rich get richer? Like, no matter what happens, when people develop exorbitant amounts of wealth and then they just keep going, they have, like I just saw that Elon gained $9 billion over the last week or something like that because stocks go up. Like that kind of stuff can just accumulate and pile up.
Yeah, well, that's why, look, for a lot of U.S. history, we had a progressive tax system where the more you made and the more wealth you had, the more you were taxed on that. And so that's an attempt to do redistribution to give people at the bottom a reasonable shot. It's saying, okay, we're going to run a 100-yard dash here.
Where's the money going? The problem is, where's the money going, and who gets to decide?
Back in the New Deal days, when we had FDR in power, that money went to jobs programs and went to infrastructure and went to unemployment insurance, went to actually help people. What you're concerned about, which I think you're right to be concerned about, is a lot of that money. There was a report that just came out. The Pentagon can account for 59% of the money it's received.
That's not a lot. They still have 41% that they know where it is.
It's literally trillions of dollars gone.
I'm a glass half full guy.
And then,
or 41% full.
I'm sure you remember, too, when Biden did probably one of the best things he did, which is pull out of Afghanistan. The fucking meltdown from the media, the fucking meltdown from the military-industrial complex. They were attacking him over and over from the perspective of, what are you doing? Why are you leaving? This is crazy. You sure you want to do that? Look at all the chaos that's happening. Oh my God, you might want to go back in. That was the perspective. The perspective wasn't the Afghanistan report that had come out a few years ago, which showed that we literally wasted trillions of dollars, and our own generals on the ground were like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people got sour on the idea of universal basic income when they saw how people didn't want to work when they got COVID relief.
I think that was largely bogus.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, because look at the unemployment rate right now, right? It's like, what, 3.5% or something like that? It's like the unemployment rate was relatively stable in this area, but there were all these media articles about like, oh, nobody wants to work because they got one check for $1,400.
I think there's also a thing that happened to people where their employment was taken away and then they had to reassess their values and what they wanted to do with their life. I think that had a significant impact because there was a lot of people that were like deep in the grind and thought they were going to be rewarded for it, and then all of a sudden, boom, everything's taken away from them. And then like, what the fuck am I doing? I want to do something different.
It was a real wake-up call for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that. And that's why you see a lot of people now like, I don't want to go back to the office.
Yeah.
If my job wants to make me go back, I'm not going to fucking go back to the office.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. But, you know, RV sales went through the roof during the time of the pandemic. Some people were like, hey, you know, I want to travel. I'm reassessing. And look, it's a good thing. I mean, there was a poll I read a long time ago. Only like 18% of Americans feel engaged when they're at work.
That's crazy.
Which is like, dude, less than 20% of the country likes their fucking job. This is like a crisis.
So crazy.
So of course you're going to have depression high, anxiety high, all these issues that are associated with that. I mean, you're lucky, I'm lucky. We happen to do things that we really like. Yeah. But imagine being somebody who doesn't like your job.
Yeah, well, I've been that person in the past.
Me too, yeah.
You have too. Yeah, it's not a fun existence. The difference between the overall happiness of being able to do what you enjoy versus doing something that you have to do, it's immeasurable.
It's night and day.
The impact that it has on your psyche, the way you think about life, the way you think about the weekend, the way you think about Monday morning, it's just a totally different way of existence. And also, it's not like these people that are in that 18% that enjoy their job, like they suffer more. They're more, generally speaking, they're happier, they live better, they have a better possibility for the future, they're enthusiastic about it, whereas the vast majority of those people that are doing something they don't want to do, they're barely even getting ahead. Like,
that's right.
What percentage of people are actually saving money and like putting together a nest egg? And how many people are living check to check?
Over 70%.
Jeez.
Over 70%. You know, Crystal did a good thing recently. There was some study that came out which showed the happiest people, what profession they're in, and the most depressed people. The happiest were farmers.
Really?
They were the happiest people. And then I believe the least happy were like lawyers, people who like work kind of office jobs.
And probably massive hours too.
Yeah,
That's
but
just gonna
the
wear
theory was like the people who, and I'm forgetting the others that were at the top, but the theory was that like people who are more working with their hands, they're outside, they're actually doing something of value, that those are the people who are happier. And that makes sense to me.
We are affiliated with a 501c3 called We Are the 51%. This is based off of all the good people in the world giving extra effort to have a better way of life. You can donate, sponsor, or even make a tax-deductible payment to help these children to get food so no child goes to sleep hungry. How you can help is to go to our website, matt55.com. You go to the bottom right-hand corner of the video, then click the button that says Retail Customers. You can choose either option, the $5 or the $40 donation options. Either click the Add button below the dollar amount of which one that you choose. Then the next page, choose the quantity of the donation amount. For example, if you'd like to donate $1,000, then you can change the quantity amount to $200. Then click the Checkout button in the bottom right-hand corner, and then on the next page, enter your credit card information, name and address. We will send you out a receipt for the amount, so you can write this off as a donation on your taxes or also on your business taxes. Remember, our main goal is $1 million to help sponsor 20,000 children. 1 billion people in the world will lose their life due to starvation due to the famine that has already begun by 2025.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.